What's up, everyone? It's day 41 in the Big Brother house, and it's another day of anticipation and unpredictability. Nobody knows what's going to happen next, but you can find out all the latest game updates right here, guys. So, welcome to your live feed update. Immediately at the beginning of the day, we see some game talk straight off the bat, and it's intense game talk already. We've seen this week because Devon has the power of veto. Dani wants it to do one thing, and then the other side of the house wants to do the other thing. And as a result, we've got Dani and Nicole who are wanting to get rid of Tyler, whereas Cody's wanting to keep Tyler. It's just all over the place, which is why all these relationships are breaking and crumbling very, very fast and rapidly. So as a result, they've discussed the fact that they need to do whatever they can to ensure that Devon does not use the veto. In my opinion, it would probably be a bad move for her not to use the veto because she has David on her side right now, and she also has Kevin, but if Kevin was to go, then that's only David left on her side, so she might as well use the veto. She will turn people against her if she does use the veto. However, we got to think about the long game here, because if she doesn't use the veto, she's probably just going to be another person that gets picked off maybe 1 or 2 weeks down the line. So I think it's probably the best move for her to do it. But Dani and Nicole and Cody, they're all on this mission to try and get her to not use the veto. And, Cody's side is trying to get rid of Kevin if the veto isn't used, and Dani and Nicole are trying to get rid of Tyler. So it's all over the place, guys. But again, I'll throw the question straight to you guys. Do you think Devon is actually going to use the power of veto? Do you think she'll use the veto, and who will she use it on, and then who will be evicted? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Nicole went on to tell Cody that she will not be voting to evict Ian should he end up on the block. And as a result, they said that it would come down to a 4-4 vote should Ian and Tyler be on the block at the end of the week, forcing Dani to break the tie and also break many, many alliances along with that vote. There's lots and lots to talk about there, I believe, and it's a exciting but crazy concept, because to think that there's going to be a winner and somebody who's seen as quite like the strategic mastermind, Tyler and Ian. It's a difficult decision to make, but it's also crucial to further down the line in the game, because this part in the game is so essential and so climatic. You've got to make the right decisions at the right times, because now that everyone's starting to turn on one another, the decision you make is going to affect the rest of the game, as every single decision you do make in the game does that. But so, a point like this, where it's such a turning point, where literally Cody, Nicole, and Dani are all on different sides now, working together, but different ideals and different viewpoints on the game. Whatever Dani does here chooses her side and also sets the tone for the rest of the game. David and Devon had the conversation that many people are trying to convince Devon not to use the veto by planting the idea in her head that Kevin will not be evicted if she doesn't use the veto. But Devon realises that she's not going to be totally stupid there. She's not going to be ignorant about that. She realises that they are just playing her. And David said if she does use the veto, she's probably going to make a lot of enemies. But Devon does not care. She said she's fine about that because it's better for her to use the veto than losing another number from her side. So I think even though she hasn't really confirmed she's using the veto yet, she's definitely leaning towards it. And I think the house is definitely split two ways, as deciding, half of them want her to use it, half of them don't, or maybe a quarter want her to use it and 3/4 don't. But either way, that's still split into two sides. And then on the 3/4 side, that's split in half again, with Cody and Dani and Nicole on the side. I know I said that earlier, but it's just putting emphasis on it because it's definitely a brand new dynamic in the house that we could see play out over the next few weeks. Dani told Enzo that many people are listing his name as the person who should be the replacement nominee as a result of, do what the house wants. Should Dani need to put up a replacement nominee? Obviously, the idea of Ian has been brought up, but Enzo is the ideal of do what the house wants, as I said there. But at the same time, Enzo's sort of totally done with Christmas and Tyler now, because he believes that they were the ones to throw his names around. We've seen a sort of tight three between Enzo, Cody, and Tyler. But of course, that would crumble very, very fast, because Enzo and Cody did have an inner core within that three alliance, so Tyler is obviously the odd man out there. But Enzo is pretty much done with Tyler now. He's happy to get rid of him. Same goes with Christmas, because Christmas and Tyler are obviously extremely tight. Christmas is tight with Memphis as well, and Memphis is the outer sort of house guest in that big sort of alliance that was sort of there, and as a result, it's sort of all the strays and the core starting to separate now. But, Enzo is totally getting behind the idea to get Tyler out now, should the nominee stay the same, or even if, Kevin comes down and someone else goes up. I think he just wants Tyler out, and so does Dani and Nicole. Devon and David agreed that they need to continue comparing notes, because Devon said that David is playing very, very well, and I think that sort of feeling was reciprocated, and they said that they need to win the HOH next week because they need to retain the power that they have with the power of veto, and Devon did say that if they can have the power, they can flip the house on its head next week. Dani asked Kevin who he would nominate should he win HOH, and Kevin said that he was advised to put David and Memphis up on the block. Dani did not buy the fact that Kevin would target David. She didn't think it added up, but let's be honest, this is Kevin we're talking about, and I do think Kevin would probably do something like that. I hope that he's lying, I hope that he's making that up, but Kevin is just sealing his own fate if he's taking out David, because David is someone who can be on his side. It's a vote for him. Memphis is fair enough, because Memphis definitely isn't on Kevin's side. But it's like you might as well just put up David and Dave on, because having David on the block next to Memphis at the end of the week, the house guests are obviously going to vote out David and Memphis. So, you know, I think Kevin making a move like that would just be as stupid as putting David and Dave on up on the block together, because they are Kevin's allies. So it just does not make sense whatsoever. We discussed earlier in the week at the fact if Memphis was to be the replacement nominee, he would pop off and get very, very angry. He would be a very aggressive house guest, but he's not even on the block, and he's already said that if Dani decides to try and push the vote to get Tyler out to Memphis and Cody, Memphis said, I won't repeat it, obviously family friendly guys, but I'll stick the thumbnail on the screen as to exactly what Memphis said in reaction to Dani potentially telling them to get Tyler out. He said this to Cody, and yeah, it totally sets the tone. It's splitting the house even more and more into different sort of sections and factions, and you know, the idea that Memphis said to Cody that Dani will be willing to put up Christmas or Memphis as the replacement nom to ensure Tyler goes out the door. Cody said no way, that's not happening. Ian will go up as a replacement nominee, even though Nicole's already told him that Ian's not going to go up. It's just all over the place right now, making an even more unpredictable week continue. Obviously, we know that Nicole is now hell-bent on getting Tyler out. She is done with Tyler. The deal is off. She is annoyed. She just wants Tyler out the house now. And she confirms to Kevin that he has her vote. So as a result, Nicole will definitely be voting to evict Tyler should he be on the block at the end of the week. Christmas and Memphis had the conversation that they strongly believe that if they are not one of the replacement nominees, it will be Enzo, and they went on to discuss their plans for HOH, etc. Christmas didn't really delve into it too much, but Memphis said that if he wins HOH, he's going to put David and Ian up on the block, and if one of them has to come down, he said he will put Dave on up as the replacement nominee. Enzo has told Devon that he does not trust Tyler any longer, and that relationship is totally bust. It's out the window. It's gone, sayonara. So as a result, it's going to be very, very difficult for Tyler to get off the block with his Big Brother life this week, because I believe there is little sort of pockets of the house that are just getting poisons getting dropped in every single one of those pockets, and Tyler's game is just slowly deteriorating. And especially since last week when Tyler said he wants to walk from the game, now his head is back in the game. He just doesn't want to go to jury house. I believe he wants to go home with Angela and just spend some time with her rather than sit in the jury house or being the longest person to be in the jury house until finale night. But it seems as though Tyler's fate is pretty much sealed. I don't think there's obviously always a chance in Big Brother, you know, things can flip on its head, but I think the chances are definitely leaning towards the fact that Tyler will be heading to jury house this week, becoming the first member of the jury. At the end of the day, Kevin and Devon were running over different scenarios in their head as a replacement nominee should Devon use the veto. So obviously they believe that if they can get Tyler out, that's a power flush. We know that Tyler doesn't have a power, but the house believes he does. But they also believe that Christmas has a power, and as a result they believe it would be a good idea to get Christmas to go up on the block. They obviously don't know what the power is, but we know that if Christmas goes up on the block, then that's her power flushed out, because we know that Christmas cannot be evicted this week. If she goes up on the block, she as the replacement nom, she can block Dani's nomination and ensure that she doesn't. She can decide not to use the power. That is the scenario that she could be evicted. But it's almost like the Marcellus scenario from Big Brother 3, not using the veto on yourself. When you've got an opportunity to save yourself, you need to do it. It's stupid not to save yourself. I mean, you'd have to be extremely confident that you would have the votes to stay. But in Big Brother, obviously, we know the pawn can often go home, so I think it would be a stupid scenario for her to not use her blocker power. So should she be Dani's replacement nominee, if the veto is used, she needs to use the blocker power to ensure she doesn't go up, and that's going to force Dani to put someone else up, such as Ian or even Memphis and potentially Enzo. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. As the veto ceremony draws near, there is lots and lots more games to be played out this week, and unpredictability to be revealed. So it's a very, very exciting week ahead, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And obviously, when the new HOH is crowned on Thursday night, things will heat up, especially after a definite power shift this week. So it's very, very exciting to think how things could play out. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I appreciate the support on massive amounts. I'm so grateful for it. So thank you so much for watching. You are all legends. But I will say what I usually say, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.